I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. This is an SBC from yesterday, of course. 89 rated. Team of the season so far, Gael Clichy, 4-star, 4-star. And some questionable work rates, I would say, because you don't often get, well, not often get, but you don't often attribute a good fullback having medium work rates, right? So you'd either want high attacking or high defensive, or high, ideally, for this type of card. But we have medium, so we'll talk about that. 4-star is really nice, by the way. Lean body type as well, which is crazy good, because that will make him feel that much more agile and suited to the game. I have switched up my formations slightly. I've been toying with the 4-3-3 and the 4-3-2-1. So he will be, I mean, he's obviously still going to be a left back in a flat back four, but he will be told to overlap as always. But he is definitely going to get around the outside an awful lot more because I am playing full width, just trying to test what works and what doesn't work. I've been having a torrid time on FIFA the last few days especially, and I just can't seem to get a rhythm going. Change my formation, change the tactics up a little bit, and we seem to be getting some decent results. And Gael Clichy was definitely a big part of that because he is much better than I originally gave him credit for. Yesterday, I said he was overpriced. Not by an awful lot. But I did say that he was a little bit on the, not expensive. I mean, he is still well under 100k. I mean, he is currently coming in at between, well, I say between, about 70k. Yesterday, he was a little bit more expensive. He was between 70 and maybe 85. And on PC, he's still a touch above 80. But I was kind of hoping, instead of an 85 rated team, which I believe is what they asked for, I was hoping we would get sort of an 83 with an inform, 84 at a push. Just, you know, have it for nothing almost. It's not for nothing, but have it for like 40k. Go on, treat yourself. That's what I was hoping for. But unfortunately, EA didn't do that, and that's kind of what edged me on the side of, oh, I'm annoyed by that. Why isn't it cheaper? But if you really dive into it, and if you have completed it and you've tried him out, then you'll know better than anybody else that this card is actually well worth the money. Because if you compare him to, forget the other Turkish League Team of the Season cards. If you compare him to the likes of Ocampos and Lucas Perez, who were both 88 rated, but they're still around 70 to 80,000 coins. I think Ocampos is a little bit more than that, or at least was. He is better than both of those. Okay, it's difficult to compare because he doesn't play in those positions, but he is better than both of those. So if he was on the market, you could argue he'd be about 100k, there or thereabouts. So he is definitely worth it in that sense, but he is untradeable, so you've got to make sure that you need a French left-back because his Turkish League links are definitely going to be annoying. But with that being said, across the board, his stats are decent. I wouldn't say that they stand out amazing. They are decent, and this is why I questioned it, you know. 87 acceleration, 92 sprint speed, definitely an improvement over the 76 and 80 that the original card or the base card has, which is nice. 94 attack positioning, which definitely helps with his overlapping runs. That's up by 26 points. That's crazy good. And that's the team I've got him in, by the way. It's very team of the season heavy. Reason for that is because I was reviewing 47 players at once. I was doing Avia, I was doing Sosa, I was doing Clichy, and I was doing Reguilon as well, the right back, who is actually, is he a left back or right back? I think he's a left back, isn't he? He's off chem there, but I was playing him at right back and I was switching him and Ramos around. I've not really started that review properly. I just wanted to get a feel for him. And yeah, there we go. That's the team. Let's get into the clips. So, a few things to look at with Clichy really is, can he cut it against some of the new, like, boosted players? We're playing against people who have picked up the top icons from icon swaps at the moment. In the last game, I mean, that's a brilliant bit of maneuverability there. In the last game that I played, I came up against a guy who had Eusebio, he had Dalglish from swaps, he had the Moments Figo, and it wasn't alone either, which was crazy. And he was bringing all these different players, some sort of red Messi and red Mbappe and things. I didn't beat him. I drew 2-2 actually, but Clichy held his own. And that's the biggest, most important thing that I've taken away from the entire review is I didn't once think to myself, this left back isn't good enough, which is fantastic. There we go. I mean, instantly I can tell you that he will fit into a team that is currently on the way up in terms of rating. So if you're trying to improve your team, Clichy is one of those improvements. Okay, he's given the ball away there, but that's more my fault than his. I think he ended up winning it back again in just a second, or at least yeah, there we go. He won it back again. I think we managed to go on a little bit of an attack with him as well, get the ball out from the back, and away we go. But he fits into a lot of teams in terms of his links for the French connection. Of course, there are a lot of decent French cards in this game, but also in terms of quality, he is able to defend adequately. Wouldn't say he's the best defender in the game. His stamina allows him to continue that all through the game as well, so don't have any fears with that. Of course, he does have 99 stamina, which is boosted by 17 points from the base card, which is a massive boost. There are definitely some complaints to be had. He isn't, I mean, this is a pathetic complaint to have initially, but his finishing is woeful. Might as well get that out of the way. 47 finishing. I did try on 2 occasions to score a goal with him. The first one, the ball just blazed over the bar. The second attempt, which I think is one of the final clips of the review, is he tests the keeper, I think, but it just goes straight at him, and it was never really going to go in. But you know, he got up an awful lot, and you know, I've got him on overlap, so he was more than willing to make runs. His passing is quite good. I wouldn't say it's fantastic because his vision is poor, but in terms of, like, I was playing full width, right? So what I was doing was playing Mariano up the wing. That there is a run from Clichy to rival anyone in the game. Brilliant little ball roll and straight at the goalkeeper. Tried to go near post with it, but unfortunately I couldn't quite squeeze it in. There's a tackle coming up in a second. Oh, this is it. I love this. This was fantastic. This just epitomised his defending prowess, really, because he's very capable. On paper, I mean, it's okay. It's nothing special. It doesn't, like, wow you just by reading it. You know, you've got like 90 stand tackle, 88 slide tackle. Defensive awareness is okay at 86. The interceptions are, you know, I would say about average these days, 88. It sounds high, but, you know, when you compare that to other fullbacks, Robertson, Trent, Wan-Bissaka, who, by the way, is on the bench. So when you compare those type of players to Gael Clichy, he isn't as good because those cards have better defending, and generally speaking, they probably have better passing and maybe even dribbling as well. Like Wan-Bissaka's got a lean body type, and he feels just a little bit better than Gael Clichy. But I had more fun. Well, that's a lie. Maybe I didn't have more fun with Gael Clichy than I did Wan-Bissaka, because I actually really like Wan-Bissaka. But I have more fun with Clichy than I did with Robertson, and that I do with Trent as well. I'm a Liverpool fan, by the way, so it's not me being biased towards French people or against Liverpool players or anything. It's just a fact. This is a video game, and I enjoyed using Gael Clichy just a little bit more. What can I tell you? So, should you go out and get this? It depends. Even though I've said, you know, I'm kind of going back on what I said yesterday, and now I actually do think it's worth it. It's actually a very well-priced SBC, and yesterday I was criticising. I think what happened yesterday really was that I went into it thinking, you know, Gael Clichy, one of those cards has been in the game since 1962, and he needs to be cheap, you know, he just needs to be affordable. This needs to be given to us almost. And it wasn't. You know, an 85 rated team is a competitive price. So instantly I was put off by it, and I didn't really allow myself to calm down and think of it logically, really. So that was why I was saying yesterday that it probably wasn't worth it. But now I am, if, and only if, he fits your team. There are some really good Turkish League cards that have just come out, and of course there are some really good French cards that are out and have been out for a while, because EA release a French League, not a French League, but a French SBC every other week. So I say every other week, every other day almost. So you've got options there. If he fits your team, then yes, by all means get this done. You won't regret it. The 4-star is an absolute triumph. His dribbling ability is good. It's not as good as some of the other players you can get in the game, of course, because he has only got mid-80s across the board for dribbling. You know, it's 86 on the whole, but I do really like it, and I think that he's capable of playing in top teams. Now, of course, if you already have Robertson, or you already have, I'm trying to think of another, you know, Reguilon, for example, and he fits your team, and you've just got that Saul SBC done and what have you, then yeah, sure, there's absolutely no point doing Gael Clichy. But if you don't have any of those and you're still using like Mendy, Footmas Mendy from Real Madrid, then you can think, right, okay, I think this is actually going to be an upgrade, and I should probably consider doing this, because it's very well priced. He's more than capable of competing against the likes of Mbappe and stuff like that. I did it on a regular basis throughout the games that I played. There isn't really an awful lot to talk about in terms of negative. he is a solid card, and at that price, I definitely think he's worth it. If you have used him or you have unlocked him, let me know what you think of him in the comments. If you haven't, but you're thinking about it, let me know whether this review has swayed you or not. Either way is fine. And of course, if you have enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index, the game changed. Download the app now.